welcome to Pilates with Cailin. Today we're going to be doing a full body Pilates mat class. We'll strengthen our core, we'll work on our legs, our lower body, upper body, a little bit of everything. So if you like what you see today, please subscribe to my channel. We also have Pilates for pain relief on there, as well as videos for Pilates with kids. And I hope you enjoy it, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Thanks so much. So first we're gonna just warm up a little bit, warm up our spine. We're gonna come into an all fours position so that we can move through a few cat and cows, okay? So coming into all fours, we'll start in that table with our wrists under our shoulders and our knees under our hips, all right? So once you've got that here, I want you to take an inhale as you drop your belly, lift your head, and then exhale as you round your spine. Feel like you're pulling your belly button up towards the ceiling here. And then we'll switch that again as we inhale, lengthening through our spine. And then exhale to round. Good, just a few more like that. Inhale. Good, and exhale. So as you move, maybe you feel things are starting to loosen up here. All right, just trying to get that low back nice and loose and open, your upper spine, your abdominals, nice and warm. Let's do one more. Inhale, lengthen. Good, and exhale. All right, we're gonna do a little child's pose kind of combination with a little bit of adding in some cobra that you probably know from yoga. So what we're gonna first do is come back into a child's pose. So sink your hips back here. Arms are reaching forward, okay? Your bottom's on your heels. I want you to take an inhale here, and then on your exhale, you're gonna start to roll through your spine as you come up through center, and then you're gonna bring your hips down and forward as you come to a sort of up dog position. So now we've got our extension here. Make sure to keep pulling your belly in. Now exhale as you round through your spine, come back into child's pose. And then come back up, rounding again as you come forward, shoulders down and back as you find this extension. Heart lifts here, and then exhale as you round it back. Let's do two more just like that. Inhale as you come forward. Good, shoulders back, belly in, everything's nice and engaged here. And then exhale, round and lengthen. Last one, inhale, forward and lift. And exhale as we round back. Good, deep exhale out. All right, I want you to come onto your, come back into all fours. Keep your right hand on the mat, and we're gonna keep our right knee on the mat, but I want you to turn to face me this way. And then I want you to lengthen your top leg out to the floor, and we're just gonna get a nice big side body stretch here. So imagine something's pulling your fingers in one direction, and then someone's pulling your toes in the other direction, so you're getting this nice full body stretch. Good, hold that. Take one more deep breath, expanding into your top ribs, and then exhale. Now see here, hold this. Can you hover that leg off the floor? So now you're in a nice straight line here. Good, take another breath in here. Inhale, deep breath in, and exhale, release. All right, let's go ahead and bring that knee down. We're gonna switch to our other side. So we're gonna bring our left hand down now. And we're gonna bring that top leg, that right leg up here. We're gonna stretch and reach that top arm nice and long. Feeling this nice, beautiful stretch through here. Where's your bottom shoulder? So I want you to snuggle it down towards the rib cage there. Make sure it's not up by your ear. Now go ahead and lift that arm and leg as you reach and lengthen out, finding a little bit more stability here. Where's your belly? Are you pulling it in towards your spine? for more stability. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and come back up. And now we're gonna come to a seated position. So you're gonna sit towards the middle of your mat, and your feet are gonna be on the floor, knees are gonna be bent. Okay, and you're gonna have your hands here behind your legs. We're gonna do what's called half rollback, which is a good abdominal exercise. We're gonna warm up those abdominals even more. So I want you to sit in this nice tall position first. I want you to take an inhale here, and then exhale, you're gonna roll back. You're gonna find a curve in your spine as you pull that belly in. Arms will straighten. Take an inhale here, and then exhale as you pull the belly back. You round forward and then you lift back up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll back. Keep those feet planted on the floor as you move. Inhale here and exhale. Nice deep breath to lift you back up. Good, let's do 2 more like that. Inhale at the top, exhale, round. Now if you feel like you want to bring the arms off the legs for more of a challenge, do that. And then you'll roll up without the use of the arms. And then lift. If you need those hands there, keep them there. And again, exhale. Good, deep breath in here, inhale. And exhale, scoop the belly and then coming back up. Good, another inhale here. Exhale, come halfway down and hold. So we're gonna do some small pulses here. So we're gonna come up, just little lifts here. Good, moving right from the rib cage. Imagine that your rib cage is kind of drawing down and back as you lift up. Good, let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then come back up to seated. All right, we're gonna do those little pulses a little bit slower, but we're gonna add the legs to it as well. So we're gonna get more lower abdominals. So we're gonna sit up again nice and tall. Exhale, come back to that half curve position. Good, now as you lift up, you're gonna bring your right leg up as well. So right leg comes to tabletop, and then you lower that leg down, and then switch to your other side, left leg lifts. And then lower. Good, exhale, lift. And lower. Again, you can stay with the hands behind the legs and not move the legs at all if that's where you need to be at. Good, so make sure you're using those abdominals, not your back. Good, let's do 1 more each side. Exhale, lift, and lower, last one, lift, and lower. Take an inhale here, and exhale as you come all the way back up. I don't know if you can hear my voice shaking, but I was definitely shaking on that one. So go ahead and bring your arms back to forward. Yep, we're gonna come back to that C curve here. And then I want you to draw your arms together so they're like this, center, elbows up to the sides. We're gonna rotate the upper body now to the right, and then come through center, come to the other side as we rotate left and center. So as you continue this rotation, make sure this is only coming from the upper body. So we're trying not to rotate or shift the hips or the pelvis. Good, and center. Make sure to keep that curve in your spine. And center, 1 more each side. And center, last one. Good, and center. And now this time, roll all the way down to the mat. Woo. Let's go ahead and straighten those legs here. Find a nice full body stretch as you reach your fingers and toes apart. All right, so we're just trying to release the belly here for just a little bit. Maybe reach your arms side to side, stretching one side of the body and then the other. Good. And then go ahead here and come through center. So we're gonna do a full roll up. Now if this full roll up just does not work for you, I want you to come back to those half rollbacks that we just did. So I want you to take an inhale here at the bottom, and then on your exhale, you're gonna start to bring your head, neck, and chest up as your arms come forward, and then we reach forward for our toes. Keep that roundness through your spine. And then you're gonna reverse that as you come back down. So come nice and slow so you're not using momentum. Really use those abdominals. Inhale, arms are gonna lift back. Exhale, really ground your legs into the floor. Press into your backs of your legs as you roll forward and up and over. Inhaling here, exhale. Find that spinal articulation as you come down. So one vertebra at a time comes down and then arms lift back up. Good, we're gonna do one more. Exhale, chin to chest, reach it forward. As you're here, just hold it. Feel your belly pulling back behind you as your arms reach forward. Feel your spine growing longer. Now take your inhale. On your exhale, start to roll down, but go slow because we're gonna stop part way. So I want you to hold here, just about a third of the way back. I want you to inhale here, exhale deep in the belly. Good, come another part way back so you're halfway down. Hold there, take an inhale, deep breath in, exhale, release. Good, and then you're coming down, not quite to the floor. We've got one more hold here. Inhale, and exhale, and then this time we roll all the way down. Good, arms reach back behind you. Very nice. A lot of control there, a lot of stabilization and stability. All right, so we're gonna bend our knees, placing our feet on the mat. We're gonna do some pelvic bridges and pelvic presses here. So arms are pressing down into the floor, knees are bent, feet are on the floor. So for these first few, we're gonna find some articulation, some nice movement through our spine. So I want you to take a deep breath in here, take your inhale, and then on your exhale, you're gonna start to roll your pelvis off the mat. And then you're gonna continue that movement as you come all the way up with your spine until it's this nice, beautiful, flat position. Take an inhale here at the top. Exhale, you're gonna reverse that. So bring your upper back down first, and then your mid back, and then your low back, your pelvis, and release. And we're gonna do that again. On your exhale, start to peel the spine up as you roll it up. Feel this nice opening and stretch in the front of your hips. Inhale at the top, and exhale, bring it back down. All right, we're gonna do one more just like that. Inhale at the bottom, exhale, roll it up. All right, this time I want you to keep it here. All right, so your pelvis is nice and level. You got hamstrings and glutes engaged. I want you to come halfway to the floor with your hips and then lift right back up. So we're coming halfway and lift. So where are your legs here? They should be in parallel. So make sure they're staying parallel with each other and not turning out to the sides. Good, halfway down and lift. Good, let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay, so once you're here, I want you to switch your weight to your right leg. Draw your left leg to tabletop. So lots of work on this right side. Don't let that left hip drop down. Keep it lifted in parallel. Now with that 90-degree angle in your leg, you're gonna tap the toe to the floor and then lift back up. So we inhale, tap, exhale, lift. 3 more, inhale, exhale, last 2, last 1. Hold the leg here. We're gonna pulse up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place that left foot down. Transfer the weight to that leg. Come to your, bringing your right leg to tabletop. Finding that parallel pelvis, we're gonna tap the toe to the floor. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Good, and tap, and lift. 3 more for 3. Last 2. And last 1. Lift, hold, pulse it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place that right foot to the floor and roll through your spine to come back down. Take your inhale at the bottom. We're gonna come up one last time. Exhale, roll up and lift. Now we're gonna do that same thing, just one little level up. So if you wanna stay with that tabletop leg, go ahead and stay with that. Otherwise, I want you to transfer your weight to your left leg, draw your right leg up, and then reach it towards the ceiling. So you have a long leg here. Now holding that long leg, we reach and lengthen that leg away, and then exhale, lift up. Good, for 4. Last 3. A lot of work going on that left side. 2. Last 1. Hold here, small pulses up and down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, place it down. Switching to the other side. Left leg comes to tabletop, and then reach it towards the ceiling if that works for you. Good, we lower that leg down as you lengthen it away. Exhale, lift. Reach away and lift. Good, for 3. 2, if you feel any back pain, just come out of this. Last 1. Hold it up, small pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place that foot down, even your hips off, and then lower through your spine to come all the way down. All right, before we move on, bring your knees to your chest and just rock side to side, massaging out your lower back. Just take a few deep breaths here. Good, last breath. All right, arms are gonna come back down by your sides. We're gonna find tabletop legs. So with tabletop, we're finding a 90-degree angle in our hips and 90 degrees in our knees. So the knees are not starting in here, knees start over the hips. That's more work for your abdominals, okay? Keeping your head down to start, we're gonna do single leg reaches. So I want you to reach your right leg out and long as you keep your left leg in tabletop, and then draw back into tabletop. Switch to your other side, reach it out. Exhale in. Inhale, reach. Exhale in. Now, as you're moving, feel where are your ribs at. If your ribs have started to pop off the mat, make sure you're pulling the back of your ribs down and staying connected. Otherwise, you're gonna do the work from your low back, which we don't want. Good, last one on your left side. Good, arms come up towards the ceiling. We're gonna add our ab curl or abdominal lift with the movement of the legs. So take your inhale here. Exhale, as you lift up, you reach your right leg out. As you lower down, you bring the leg in. Switch to the other side. Exhale, lift. And lower. Exhale, reach. And lower. Good. So upper and lower abdominals working here together. Last one each side. Good, last one, reach. Good, and lower. Arms come down to the floor. Now we're gonna move both legs at the same time. So again, keep the back of your ribs down. I want you to inhale as you reach those legs straight out. Exhale as you pull them back into tabletop. Inhale as you reach and lengthen. Exhale in. So just a little tip, the lower you go with your legs, the harder it is. The higher you lift your legs up, the easier it is. So use whatever modification you need. Good, last one, inhale, reach. Exhale in. Now arms to the ceiling, we're gonna add the upper abs to this as well. So I want you to take your inhale, exhale as you lift up, the legs reach long, and then lower down, legs come in. Exhale, reach and lengthen. And in, good, let's do 4. And 3. Last two. Last one, reach. Good, and in. Bring your knees into your chest for just a moment. All right, we're gonna do a single straight leg stretch. I want you to keep your legs up towards the ceiling now. You can bend your knees a little bit if they will not go straight, so that's fine if you need to do that. All right, flex through your ankles. We're gonna keep your upper body to the floor, and we're gonna lower that right leg down to the floor, keeping your left leg lifted. And then we bring that up and switch sides. So, abdominals pulling in and up away from that moving leg. Reach, keeping the back of the ribs down. Good, two more each side. Using that breath, last one. Exhale, lift. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. All right, we're gonna add the abdominals here. So this time you're gonna stay up into your ab curl. Grab behind your right leg. This time point your toes. You're gonna bring that right leg towards you as you pulse it in and then switch sides. Now you can do any of this staying on your back. That's perfectly fine. You can stick with what we just did. You can bend your knees, lots of different modifications. Good. We're also getting a nice stretch in the hamstring here. Last two, one, and one. Good, bend the knees in, lower it down. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. All right, next one we're gonna do is bringing the legs back up. We're gonna just straighten both legs and reach both legs down and away at the same time. So arms again are gonna come back to the floor, back of the ribs connected. We're gonna reach both legs away and then exhale, lift. Once you feel your back start to arch off of the floor, you've gone too far. So you stop at that point before you get there and then reverse and bring the legs back up. Good, two more. Last one. All right, you probably guessed it. We're gonna lift up into our ab curl and do that from here. So if you can lift your upper body, do that. Reach your arms long by your sides. Inhale, reach the legs away. Exhale, lift. Good, inhale, reach and lift. So only you know your own body here. How's your back feeling if you're using your back? You've done too much, so just take it back, rest, and just come back in. Good, bend your knees, come all the way in and down. Whew. We've got one more of these abdominal exercises here. We're gonna do our crisscross. So I'm gonna give you two options. You can do it with bent knees or straight legs. So I'll show you those two options. You're gonna lift up, you're gonna rotate just like you would in what they usually call bicycle. And we're gonna start by rotating the upper body to that leg that's pulling in, reach the opposite leg away. Good, keep your pelvis steady. One more each side. And then bring your knees into your chest. Maybe rock your head side to side as well. Awesome. There's a lot of good abdominal work there. You guys did awesome. I know I'm sweating over here. I don't know if you guys are too. Let's go ahead and just do a little bit of a supine twist just to stretch out the lower back. So I want you to reach your left leg long onto the floor. Pull your right leg in towards your chest. Grab onto the outside of your right knee with your left hand, and you're gonna twist over to the side. So I want you to keep the back of your right shoulder on the mat as you twist to the left. Yeah, just take a couple deep breaths here. Last one. And we'll go ahead and switch to the other side. Bring that left knee in. And then we rotate that over to the right as we twist or keep our upper body grounded. Maybe look over that left shoulder. Good, and then go ahead and bring it back to center. All right, bring your legs to tabletop again here. We're gonna do another little lower body rotation for the lower abdominals. So arms are gonna come out to a T, out to the sides. This time your head and your chest and the back of your ribs are trying to stay on the mat. So keeping the legs in tabletop, I want you to inhale, keeping your knees together. You're gonna drop your legs over to the right. So your hip will come off the floor. And then you exhale back through center. And then we come to the other side. Inhale, coming to the left. Try not to let the legs rest on the floor. Keep that engagement in your abdominals. Exhale, center. And again, inhaling to the right. Exhale, lift. Inhaling to the left. Keeping your ribs grounded onto the floor. And center. Good, one more each side. And last one. Good, and center. All right, bring your knees into your chest. I'm gonna have you rock up to a seated position. So go ahead and come all the way up to seated. And we're gonna just start by stretching out those inner thighs a little bit before we move into the next exercise. So go ahead and come into a butterfly stretch here. So your feet are gonna come together, knees are out to the sides. Depending on how tight your hips are, your knees may be up here, and that's perfectly fine. Wherever they're at, that's all good. So go ahead and just find your nice tall spine here. So try to lift up through your belly, through your center, all the way through the crown of your head. Now I want you to start to hinge forward with a flat back as you come forward over your feet. And then once you can't come forward with a flat back anymore, go ahead and round your spine, dropping your head towards the floor. Drop your shoulders here. Just relaxing. Good, one more breath. And then go ahead and come back up to that full seated position. And then you're gonna find a long-legged stretch. You're gonna bring your legs straight forward in front of you, having them together. Again, find that tall spine first, reaching your arms up towards the ceiling. And then again, hinge forward from the hips. And then once you can't hinge anymore, then you'll round your back and then go ahead and grab onto either your feet or your shins, wherever you can reach to you, and just pull yourself down towards your legs. Good, deep breath in, breathing into the low back here. And then go ahead and sit yourself back up to a seated position. All right, so the goal here with this next exercise is when you're seated, you want to be up nice and tall, okay? So if when your legs are long, you can only come to here, you can't straighten your back, I want you to bend your knees, okay? So you can come up to that tall position. Now you're going to widen your legs a little wider than mat distance apart. And we're going to do what's called spine stretch forward. So you're going to bring your arms straight out in front of you. You're gonna imagine that you have a big beach ball that's sitting right here between your legs, okay? And you don't want your belly to touch the ball. So I want you to take your inhale here. On your exhale, you're gonna round up and over that big beach ball as you reach your upper body forward, pulling your belly back. And then come back up to that tall position. Inhale at the top. And again, exhale, rounding over that big ball. So belly button pulls back towards the spine as we reach forward. It's probably bigger than I need, but this is a good example. I've got a big ball here. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, we don't want the belly to touch the ball as we round forward. And then go ahead and lift back up. Your ball is probably gonna be like 1/4 of the size here. Let's do one more. Exhale, pulling that belly back. And then go ahead and lift back up. All right, so we're gonna stay in this tall position, but now we're gonna bring our legs together. Got someone messing with me over here. All right, come up nice and tall. And again, this time legs are together and you're finding that nice, tall, long spine. We're gonna do a seated twist. You've got two options. You can bring your arms straight out to the sides and you'll rotate your upper body in that way, okay? A little bit harder, you'd bring your hands behind your head and then rotate with the hands behind the head, okay? So you choose your position. So starting in center, I want you to inhale, rotate to your left, keeping that tall spine. Come to center, rotate to the other side. And center. Inhale, grow tall as you lift. And center. And again to your right. And center. Good. 2 more each side. Just move with your breath here. Try not to shift your hips or your legs. So we're trying to keep the lower body nice and still. 1 more time each side. Coming center, last one. Good, and center. Good, release that down. Go ahead and reach forward one last time as you reach for your toes. Awesome. All right, come back up. So just before we move on, I'm assuming most of you are somewhat familiar with Pilates, but with what we do in the full workout is we try to make sure we've got all of the different movements of the body, the flexion or rounding of the spine, extension, so we open up the spine, rotation, and then side flexion where we bend. So we'll get all of that in this workout so we can move the spine and the whole body in all those different kind of ways. So keeps our spine healthy and our body healthy that way. All right, so we're gonna sit on our left side. So our left hip is gonna be on the floor, and then our legs are off to the side here. So we're gonna do a little bit of a lower body workout here. So I want you to go ahead and turn your body so it's facing towards the other end of the mat, okay? Now you're gonna bring this back leg up behind you, all right? And it's lifted here and it's pulling back so it's more in line with the hip. So if I come to the side, I don't want it forward, it's not here, it's back here so your knee's in line with your body, okay? So holding that, I want you to pulse that leg up and down here. So just doing small pulses and lifts, really feeling that glute here. Good, really isolating that area of the body. Good, let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now hold here, you're gonna pulse the leg back. So think you're trying to push your heel through the wall behind you as you pulse back, really engaging that glute here. Good, let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, now I want you to bring your heels together, okay? Now this one's gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna bring our heels together, but we're gonna keep our feet lifted, okay? So lift through your feet, hold your heels up, and then we're gonna clam this top leg as we open and close. So all of these exercises here are really working that glute, which is really important to keep stable and strong. Good, so really isolating that area here. If you need to bring your feet to the floor, go ahead and do that. That's perfectly fine too. Let's do 4, last 3, last 2, good, and 1. Good, now go ahead and bring your legs down, turn your body to the side, and then just walk your arms out for a little side stretch. So you can bring your elbows to the floor, bring your chest down to the floor, and just take a couple deep breaths here. Good, last one, deep breath in. Good, now lift yourself up. And you're gonna keep your left knee on the floor in your left hand. And you're gonna come up into a side plank position. Yep. And now I want you to reach this top leg nice and long. So similar to that exercise or that hold we did at the beginning. And then reach your top arm out here to the other side. Good. Now I want you to take an inhale as you reach arm and leg apart. Exhale as you pull knee and elbow together. Inhale, reach and lengthen apart. Exhale, pull knee to elbow. You can also do this by keeping your left hip on the floor and having some more stability that way. Inhale, reach. Exhale, together. Last one, lengthen. Good, and together. All right, go ahead and bring your knees down, bring your hips down. And we're gonna sweep those legs over to the other side. All right, so we're gonna do all of that on that left side now. So you'll start by turning your body towards the end of your mat, bringing this left leg up, and then bringing the leg back in line with your hip, okay? Holding that, we're gonna do those small pulses here as you lift and lower that leg. So when you lift up, make sure that you're not turning the leg open. So I don't want this. I want that leg to stay parallel with the floor and the whole leg to lift up together. Yep. Good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here. Pulse it back. So you're going to press that heel back behind you. Now, as you're doing this, it's very easy to let yourself kind of slouch forward. Pull your belly in, keeping that stability, and try to lift through your shoulders and your chest. So try not to crouch down here. Good, let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now we're gonna do that clamming on this side. So this is the one where we keep the feet lifted off the floor, and keeping that lift, we open and close that top leg. Again, feel free to bring the feet to the floor if that's better for you. Good, for 8, 7, draw those shoulders down away from the ears. We don't need any tension in the upper body. Good, last 3, 2, last 1. Good, lower the legs to the floor. Turn your body towards the floor and then walk your upper body down, sinking your chest down towards the floor. Maybe your head comes to the floor. Just take a couple deep breaths here. Good, last one. All right, go ahead and bring yourself back up. And we're gonna find that side kneeling plank on this side. So right hand, right knee stay on the floor. And then we reach that top leg out. We reach that top arm the other direction. Good, hold here. Now make sure your wrist here is under your shoulder. That'll provide some more stability. Good, lengthen and reach apart as you inhale. And then exhale, pull knee to elbow. Good, inhale, lengthen, reach. Exhale, inhale, reach. Exhale together. Good, 2 more. Last one, reach and center. Good, bringing those knees together and then lower yourself all the way down. Awesome, all right. I'm gonna roll my wrists around here for a second because they can get a little achy, so if yours do too, go ahead and just stretch out your wrists there. Maybe your shoulders a little bit too. The next one we're gonna do is we're gonna come into an all-fours position and do a little bit more on our hands and knees before we come to the floor onto our belly. So go ahead and set yourself up into all fours. So again, knees are under your hips, shoulders are over your wrists. Yeah. All right, so now what we're gonna do, once you've got that, make sure when you're here, this is really important, that you're not letting that belly drop towards the floor and your back arch, okay? So I don't want this. I wanna keep the low belly pulling in, keep that stability here with that nice long spine, okay? Shoulders are down your back, crown of the head reaching long. I want you to reach now your left leg back behind you. All right, so we're gonna reach that leg back to hip height. Make sure your hip points are both facing towards the floor. And then we're gonna pulse that leg up. So more glute and hamstring here. Don't work from your back. So I don't want your back swaying and arching for this. Just really isolate this to that glute and hamstring. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here. I want you to reach your opposite arm, so it's going to be your right arm forward. So reach your fingers and toes apart here. Now we're going to do what's called awkward airplane, and it is really awkward. So you're going to reach your left leg out to the left side as you reach your right arm out in the opposite direction to the right, and then you pull it back into center. So we're going to do that again. Inhale, arm and leg reach out in opposite directions, and exhale, center. Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale, center. And then lower that arm and leg down. All right, we're gonna switch to the other side. So where are your shoulders? Make sure they're not up here. Drop them down and back. Reach that right leg back, parallel with the floor, and we pulse it up. Good, so again, tiny little pulses, isolating that to the glute and hamstring here. Good. Where's your head? Make sure your neck isn't dropped down, but eyes are down towards the floor with your neck in line with your spine. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Reach that left arm straight out in front of you. Good, now on your inhale, we're gonna do that awkward airplane on this side. Arm and leg reach out in opposite directions. And then exhale back to center. Inhale, arm and leg reach out. And center. Last one, reach it apart and center. Good, and then lower it all the way down. All right, before we come down to the belly, we're gonna find plank here and hold that. So your plank can either be plank on your knees, right? So this is perfectly fine if this is where you wanna stay, or full plank up on your toes, okay? So you're gonna start shifting yourself forward. Shoulders again over the wrists. Now you come into your plank position, knees or toes. Good. Now as you're here, slide the shoulders down away from the ears. Press away from the floor. So make sure you're not sinking down into the shoulders, but you're pressing away. Belly button is pulling in and up, and your low back is nice and long. You're that nice long board here. I want you to hold it. We're gonna hold for 10 seconds. We're gonna hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, come down if you need to, 5, 4, or forearms 2, 3, 2, and 1. Good, come down to your knees. Come back to child's pose first. Sink those hips back. Okay, deep breath here, inhale. Good, exhale. Let's go ahead, excuse me. We're gonna start to bring ourselves forward till we're all the way on the mat on our belly. So you'll shift forward, go ahead and lay yourself down here. So even though our whole body is on the floor, we're not gonna be fully relaxed. So we're still gonna be working that whole body here, but we're gonna be working more of the back line of the body. So we're gonna start with swan, which is a little upper body extension in Pilates. So separate your legs about mat distance apart, and your hands here are gonna come under your shoulders. So start with that. Roll your shoulders down and back. Pull your belly in, and now start to press into your hands as you lift up. So you might know this as, if you do yoga, like a little baby cobra in yoga. And then go ahead and lower back down. And then we do that again. Inhale, press into the hands. Belly pulls in and up, so no deep arching of the lower back. And then lower down. Where are your legs? Are your legs still nice and strong here? So they're really reaching away. We're engaging that full back line of our leg. And lower. Now this time I want you to lift up, but don't have your hands on the floor, so you're not gonna be able to come up as high. So shoulders down and back, you're gonna lift, really using those upper back extensors, and then lower down. And then go ahead again as you lift up and lower. One more like that, lift and lower. All right, we're gonna do Superman, which means we're doing that same exercise, but arms are gonna be reaching long in front of you, okay? So a little bit more challenging as those arms reach farther away. Eyes gazing to the floor. Let's go ahead and inhale again as we lift. This time arms and legs lift together, and then we lower down. Inhale, lift and lengthen, and lower. Good, 3 more. Last 2. Last 1, lift and hold. Now you're gonna bend your elbows as you pull them by your sides, squeeze your shoulders on your back, and then reach the arms forward. And squeeze the shoulders, reach the arms forward. You can do this with your head and chest down if this is too much on your back. Let's do 3 more. 3, squeeze, shoulders back. Last 2. And last 1. Good, and then we lower all the way down. All right, stay here. This time you can bring your head to the floor, okay? And I want you to bring your left leg, your left foot, in towards your bottom, and just grab onto that heel and try to make sure that your knee isn't coming out to the side. Keep it next to your other leg. You're just getting a little bit of a quad stretch here. Think of lengthening. What happens here, let me back up. What happens a lot is that your hips start to lift up off the floor. I want you to keep pressing your hips into the floor as you pull that leg in. Good, now release that. We're gonna switch to the other side. So we'll do our right quad now. If you need to lift your body up to grab your foot, go ahead and do that. And then just pull that leg in. Again, pressing your hips to the floor. That's gonna help here. Good, 1 more deep breath. Good, and then go ahead and lower that leg all the way down. All right, let's go ahead and press up. We're gonna do 1 more child's pose here as you sit back onto your heels. Maybe keep your legs together for this one, your knees together, which is gonna get more into that lower back since we just used that back quite a bit. So just take a couple breaths here. Good, last one. Good, come all the way up to seated. All right, we're gonna do a teaser prep here. So if you're familiar with Pilates, the teaser is one of these exercises that we work up to throughout our practice. And the teaser is where our body ends up being in this V-shaped position with our upper body here, our lower body here, and we're balancing on our pelvis. So we're just gonna start a little bit with some of these teaser prep exercises, and then see if we can come into that full teaser at the end, or you stay with those prep exercises. So you're gonna face towards the edge of your mat, right in the center of your mat here. And we're gonna go ahead and start to lean back. So you're not right on top of your sitting bones, you're right behind your sitting bones. You're not on the bony parts here, yeah. All right, so the first thing I want you to do, hold here. Arms are gonna come straight out in front of you. So we're gonna start with a little tabletop leg lift. So I want you to draw your right leg to tabletop. Good, bring it down, switch to your other side. So left leg comes to tabletop. Good, and then bring it down, and right leg. So this time we're trying to keep more of that lifted spine. When we were doing this before, we had more rounded spine at the beginning. Good, 1 more on your left side. Good, now I want you to bring your right leg to tabletop, and then you're gonna have to lean back a little bit and then bring your left leg up too. So you're holding here. Good, core is in nice and strong, shoulders are down. Beautiful. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now hold this. Now lower your spine to the floor, keeping your legs up. Okay, so lower all the way down. Good. Inhale, reach those arms back behind you. Exhale, we're gonna try to roll back up to that teaser position. So you're gonna exhale, roll up, and then lift through your spine here. Now I'll show you, if you need to bring your feet to the floor when you come up, go ahead and do that to lift, and then we lift our legs, okay? So we're gonna try that again. Our legs are staying here in teaser. We roll through our spine to come down. Exhale, exhale. Nice and slow. Inhale, arms reach back. Exhale, bring your feet to the floor if you need to roll back up and lift. Awesome, nice wide collarbone and chest here. We're gonna do one more just like that. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll it back. Again, bring your feet to the floor. I'll show you that modification. Feet come to the floor, arms come back. And then when you roll up, you grab onto the backs of your legs, you roll up, and then we lift. Awesome. Go ahead and bring your feet down now. And now we're gonna just cool it down, do some stretches here. I want you to roll all the way down onto your mat. So you'll come all the way back till your head comes to the floor. I want you to keep your right leg on the floor, bend your left ankle, putting it over your right knee. We're gonna do that figure 4 piriformis stretch. So you're gonna thread your hands behind your right leg as you pull that leg in towards your chest. So keep your pelvis grounded here on the floor. Keep your left knee pressing out to the side for that nice hip stretch on that left side. If you're wanting here just to bring your knees into your chest and roll in circles, or just stay seated and do some stretches there, that's fine too. Take whatever you need. All right, so now I want you to bring that right foot to the floor. Keep your left foot where it is. And we're gonna drop that left foot to the floor on the right side. And you're gonna grab onto your left knee as you pull that left knee down. Get a little bit more of a deeper stretch there in that piriformis and in that glute there. Good, take one more breath here. And then bring that leg back up. And then we'll switch to the other side. So right ankle over your left knee. Flex both your ankles here. So one side is gonna be a lot tighter than the other, so just honor that. This is definitely my tighter side on this side. Can't really get that leg open too far, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep working on it. Keep your pelvis grounded onto the floor, so try not to lift it up as you pull that leg in. Now bring your left foot to the floor. Drop your right foot to the floor as you twist over to the left. And then pull that right knee down as you stretch out that side hip and glute here. Good. Just taking some deep breaths. Good, last one, inhale. And exhale. All right. I want you to reach those legs and arms long in opposite directions. So we did this towards the beginning of class. I just want you to feel that you're stretching your body apart. So fingers and toes reaching in opposite directions. Maybe your back arches a little bit off the mat as you do that. So you kind of stretch out the abdominals here. And then reach your right arm longer as you kind of reach over to the side, and reach your right leg longer. So we're stretching more of that right side. And then come through center and then switch to the other side. Good, one more each side here. And last one. All right. We're gonna come up to standing in just a moment. I want you to bring your knees into your chest. And rock yourself up to seated, and then I want you to, if it's possible for you, come into a squat here before we come up to standing. So you're gonna widen your legs. So you come into this squat pose, okay? So they're gonna be wide out to the sides. And if your heels can't come to the floor, that's okay. If you wanna just come up to standing from here, go ahead and do that too. That's perfectly fine. All right, so trying to lengthen through our spine here. Try not to round. If your fingers need to come to the floor, go ahead and do that. Take one more deep breath here. Now go ahead and bring your fingers to the floor and keep your head reaching down towards the floor as you straighten your legs. So you're gonna straighten your legs here and maybe walk them a little bit closer together so you're in this rounded position. So just hold here, taking a couple deep breaths. Let your head be nice and heavy, maybe rock it side to side and front to back, releasing any tension. Good, take one more deep breath here. And then roll through your spine to come all the way up to standing. Mid back, upper back, shoulders, and then head. So you come to this nice, beautiful, tall position. And just while you're there, just go ahead and start rolling your shoulders up and back, just loosening up those shoulders. And just wanted to let you know that we'll be posting more videos on my channel, which is Pilates with Cailin. So we have Pilates for specific areas of the body. We have lower back pain, neck and shoulders, and we'll continue to post more on there. And we also have videos specifically for Pilates with kids. These are just 15-minute videos, fun, easy, just ways to get you and your kids moving together. So hope you will subscribe to that, and we thank you for being here today and hope to see you again soon. Thanks so much.